Alright, live notifications are out, so we can start. We are almost done with Gran Turismo 100%. This is going to be a little weird, because I've been playing a lot of F1 recently. So, ooh, Brands Hatch, perfect. Of course that I'm super not good at. So my driving ability is probably not going to be awesome. But I think I haven't decided exactly what I want to finish this on. I have one endurance race just kind of hanging there, just in case I want to finish on an endurance race. But I also have the entire F1 series that I could do as well. So I think first things first, I'm going to finish off the Nostalgia series. There's only 4 races left in this. This is going to be funky. Adjust audio. Yeah, this is going to be a big change from playing F1. I have a lot of force feedback in Gran Turismo because it feels way better to drive that way. Hopefully this is the long course, so I have time. But going from the F1 game to this, obviously grip is a major problem. That's also a major problem. That was cool. Grip is a major problem. The Nostalgia series, there's a lot of body roll in these cars. So not only am I trying to make the transfer from F1 to Gran Turismo, as you can see I'm doing very well. Yeah, I'm not only trying to transfer to Gran Turismo physics, I'm trying to transfer to like not race car physics as well. So it's an interesting time. I just had to start at a course that I'm not the best at. I'd say I can hold my own kind of in the middle sectors of Brands Hatch, but that first really weird sweeping corner I'm super awful at. I've never gotten those beats down. I'm really not a fan of that corner either, where it starts really it sweeps in and then it tightens up at the end. Those type of corners I am just awful at. These corners are usually pretty fun in a car that can actually grip. Can't say I'm a huge fan of the Nostalgia series, which is probably why I'm so eager to just get it out of the way. Why is there a Corvette up here? Why is someone racing a Corvette, 1? And second, why is it so far up the grid? Yep. I also forgot that I super love the AI in this game, so I am glad that there's no damage. That's part of the Gran Turismo quote-unquote difficulty level, though, is that you can drive as dirty as you want. You could send it off into the corners and just body people up and win the race that way. You won't take penalties. Sorry, just making adjustments. Okay. But yeah, you can, just about any Gran Turismo game, you can show up to the race with souped up car as you want, or as far down on power as you want. Sometimes in the higher difficulty levels, in other Gran Turismo games, once you get into the higher restrictions, you might have to do a little bit of searching around on the forums to see what the best car is. But that still doesn't change the fact that you can drive however you want. Like me, I'm driving terribly, leaning on everybody. Which is why I've gotten to the front so quickly. It's also that super cool traffic jam right at the beginning of the race. That was special. Kind of shows you how weird the AI can get sometimes. Really, the worst bit is the side-by-side racing. The one-on-one stuff can just be ridiculous sometimes. The AI just doesn't care if you're there, if you're making a pass. They're just going to slam the door on you. Literally, they're going to put their door in you. Which, if you're, you know, driving purist and you're trying to get the clean race bonuses and all that stuff, then that's going to be really, really annoying. Like, see, I had positioning. I stuck my nose in there and I had the position. And he still came down and tried to shut the door. That is one thing that they will expose you on in the F1 game, is if, you know, you could poke your nose in and you can put your car in the position, but if you shouldn't be there, then the AI will shut the door on you. And they will wreck both cars. That it's AI, they don't care. So if you're not making a proper pass, they will penalize you for it. Whether it's an actual penalty or just slamming the door in front of you. But it's also lenient if you properly position your car to make the pass and you do it correctly, then the AI is going to give way. They'll give you your one car that you need in the corner. Not necessarily in this game, though. Which is fine. I'm the farthest thing from a driving purist. I do my best to hit my marks and make it look good, but I'm still here to win. Which is probably why I would be awful in online lobbies. Now, I'm not that guy that's gonna, you know, drift every corner or be that guy who just sends it off in the corner trying to take everybody out. but I'm also not a good enough driver to be able to, you know, hold my line through a corner all the way through, because I'm not going to want to sacrifice my speed just to let somebody else make a pass. I feel like that's something that would come with experience, but I'm that single player guy. I'm that guy who plays Call of Duty with bots. Or just not at all. I'm like the one person in my friend group that doesn't have the new Call of Duty. I'll get it eventually. I just think it'll be... That's one of those games where I'll wait for it to either show up on Game Pass or... they gave me clean race bonus? That's not correct. I'll wait for it to hit Game Pass or go on sale or something. Same with, like, Cyberpunk. I'll probably wait. At least until I can get the hardware to run it. I did make a tweet the other day, though. If, you know, you don't have the hardware to run Cyberpunk, just play Crackdown 3. Close enough. Oh, another thing I did. I don't know if it's... I was having a drinking night the other night. And, you know, being not sober, I had the thought of... I never watch my own content. I'm that person who just either I just record it and I don't edit it and I just throw it up. It's lazy, but I don't know how to edit, so it's the best I can do. And so I decided to watch one of my old live streams, and I can't tell you, I'm gonna say it's more than likely that it's because I was drunk, but I watched it and I was actually pretty satisfied with what I made. I was like, this is decent content. Like, I was totally fine with it watching it. My barrier to doing that before was I just hated hearing my own voice most of the time. You know, you have that thing where you think you know what you sound like, but then somebody plays back like a voicemail of yours and you're like, oh, what's that? For me, it's like, oh, what gremlin did you answer the phone for? Jesus. But I watched that, one of my old live streams, and I was somewhat impressed with the kind of interaction. It was one of the streams that I had where I had a lot of interaction going on, which definitely helped. It wasn't just me spouting. Cool, thanks. Appreciate it. Love you too. Yep. Rad. What was that thing I said about AI earlier? Where they don't care if you have position? Cue the montage of my steering dot coming across the front of them, and I was actually wrong. But yeah, I watched one of my past live streams, and I was pretty okay with it. I was like, what? It genuinely like motivated me to try streaming regularly again. I was like, wow, if I can do this in this form, then I wouldn't mind, you know, being like, yeah, this is my content. Come check it out. Because I have some friends who stream, and they definitely spam their social medias on stream, like, you know, they're streaming, which is fine. it's totally not invasive to me. And honestly, I want my friends to do that, because then I know that they're trying to do something that's a little more of a passion project. And I want to support that, because I think streaming's pretty cool too. Making content's pretty neat. So I want to support my friends when they do it. But there's also that part of me where it's, you know, I don't want to, you know, every time I try to stream, you know, before and after every stream, I bookend it with a post to like 3 or 4 different social media platforms, you know. Which, for now, it's kind of just been Twitter, which is fine, because my Twitter is definitely the place where I'm 100% myself. There's other places like, you know, I have Snapchat, but that's just for seeing what everybody else is up to. And I also have a Facebook, but it's like, I've been wanting to get rid of that thing for a long time. But that's like my only connection to a lot of people that I ordinarily wouldn't have any type of connection to. And, you know, every time it goes through my head, you know, I'm going to delete it. And somebody brings up, you know, if the family has a dinner, you know, did you see such and such thing on Facebook? And then it's like, well, that conversation wouldn't have happened if I didn't have that page. So. My Twitter is definitely my spot to be. And I have a Twitter for my specific handles as well, but that doesn't have any followers, so using it would be... Oh, I thought he was going to pull outside. Using that Twitter would be pretty much useless. For if I was trying to tell people, hey, I do streaming. I typically just put it on my main Twitter, because that's the people I know who would be willing to support. Just show up. But not a lot of people know that I also have a YouTube channel, which has now become, you know, I tried to do the edited Let's Play deal for a little while, and I think if I had a dedicated editing software that I knew how to use, I'd probably use it a little more often. But now it's kind of just where my stream VODs go to, because that kind of satisfies, I've talked about it before, that kind of satisfies, it scratches the 2 itches that I want of live streaming and making YouTube content. Doing pretty okay after that spin. Wouldn't exactly say this has been a clean, spotless race, but I tend to have the car and the track figured out by the time I get to the front, and then once I'm out front in clean air, then I can turn some pretty clean laps. What was I saying? Actually stayed on track that time. But yeah, not a lot of people know that I have a dedicated YouTube. And there's not a lot of edited videos on there either. Even some of my recent live streams, I've been too lazy to just, you know, after my live stream, just throw it up there. Because why not? At least that way, you know, the notion of the internet is forever. It's with a lot of these content platforms, it's not necessarily true, but it is as well. Because even like the old social media websites, like, you know, MySpace and Tumblr, they're still up. They have very small communities. I don't know about Tumblr, but I assume Tumblr has a much bigger audience than I would realize, but like those pages are still up. Like some people never deleted their old MySpace page, so if they, you know, it may not be in its former glory, but it's still there for posterity if you didn't delete it. So that was kind of my motivation behind leaving my YouTube up, was I did the exploration of making edited Let's Play video content on YouTube and found out that I wasn't cut out for it. But I never got rid of it, just for posterity's sake, because I put a lot of effort into the videos. And then live streaming, it's, you know, this is pretty much what I was doing before. Except it takes out the small editing bit that I was doing. I tried like medium edited videos, and those took a while, but those were only frustrating because I didn't have the hardware to do what I wanted to do. The hardware or the software. My computer was not up to snuff for exporting video, first of all. Second of all, the software, I was using some trashy freeware. I got it legit. I didn't pirate anything. It was just some free video editing software with very, very small amounts of editing ability. So the software not being able to handle a whole lot of load, plus me trying to export, you know, hour-long videos, or even sometimes 10 to 20 minute videos that were heavily edited. It was just a matter of, I had to save like every 2 minutes, because if I tried to do something, it would either desync the audio completely or it would go mute. The audio it would break. So I would have to restart the software, or it would just freeze up and I would lose anything that I just did. It had no audio waveforms, so I had to do the sync up with the audio and the gameplay, and I had to do that manually. So that was like, you know, watching the 1, 2, 3 count on the video and then hitting a stopwatch to catch when it would have hit 1, 2, 3 on the audio, and then adjust the audio like that. It was awful. And then I tried just unedited videos where I would just sync up the audio and that was it, and then export it, and even that took so long. So I just decided, nah. And now with Twitch, it does all that for me, which is fantastic. So it takes all the things that I didn't like about it. No, rad. Was it the A86? No. Kind of looks like it, though. I'm sure there's only a gajillion liveries that are the A86 for that. Is it new? It is new. Neat. I'll always keep the new cars. Oh, we'll get win number 300 on this stream. What a treat. That'll be a nice little huzzah for the garbage driving that I'm going to display from here on out. 6 laps at, what is this, WeatherTech? So, Laguna Seca. I do love this track. This track's really cool. Can never get the the downhill S. Definitely going to screw it up at least twice. But yeah, clear back to my original point, which was I watched my own content for the first time. I was like, I was okay with it, which I absolutely didn't think I would be okay with. It was something that I was like, I would definitely, you know, if I was still in school, I would definitely just toss this on in the background and let it fly. There's not a whole lot that I have. I don't have a lot of stuff that I can do that with now. Because usually I just want to watch it. Like, the perfect background video, I would think, is... I found a channel that does, like, walk-around videos in Tokyo. And really, it's all over Japan, but it's just them walking around a certain place. But I always end up wanting to just watch. Yep. Cool. That was awesome. I'm gonna try that again, because that, no. Not putting up with that. But yeah, like somebody just taking a walk through, I don't know, like Ueno, like through Ueno Park, and they're just walking around. You would think that's the perfect thing to just like toss it up in the background. You get white noise out of it, and then if you hear something going on, you can kind of poke your head up and something's happening. But I always end up, instead of just popping my head up to watch something specific, I'll just watch the whole damn video. And they're like hour-long videos. And then I'll get to like 3/4 of the way through the video, and I'm like, well, it's been 45 minutes and I've been watching a guy walk around. Don't get me wrong, I'm totally okay with that, but it's just one of those things you wouldn't expect to actually pay attention to. Oh, look, that guy didn't lose his damn mind this time. That's nice. Oh, I hit the sausage curb and it about sent me to the moon. Back when I was in school and I had something, you know, there was something I had to concentrate on, but if it was dead silent, like I'd definitely lose my mind. So usually I would put on something that was just totally brain dead, like Family Guy. Family Guy was something that you could just kind of pop your head up when you thought there might be a funny joke, and you'd catch a funny joke, and the rest of the time you just didn't have to listen. Or American Dad, that show's totally brain dead. That was another show that I could just throw up in the background and be like, yeah, I watched all of American Dad. Futurama got tough because I would also put that up in the background, but then I'd end up, you know, watching too much of it because it was a decent story sometimes. You know, you'd get that one episode where it's actually got plot line. And you're like, well, now I gotta watch this one. The best thing to do, though, to guarantee that I got stuff done, was I have a playlist on my Spotify that is all video game music. Because video game music is like really good music when you listen to it by itself, but it's something that I was able to like do homework and like solve equations with like the Tony Hawk soundtrack on in the background, which is definitely good music that with words that you would think totally distracts you, but I've put so many hours into Tony Hawk, I'm so used to concentrating on doing something totally different while that music is playing. So I would end up, you know, I would throw that on and I'd do homework, and all of a sudden I'd look up and it's, you know, 2.5 hours later when the Spotify playlist ends or whatever. It's like when the playlist ends and then it's like, oh, how long have I been doing this? Oh, we're gonna roll in real deep. I told you I was gonna screw this up at least once or twice. Most of the braking zones for this whole series have been way early, so I've been for the most part ignoring the braking indicators and making my own. Just a second. Alright, sorry about that. My washing machine lost its mind and I thought somebody was breaking into my house. So I just mashed all the buttons trying to get to the pause. So now I gotta figure out. Okay. As cool as the interior view is, sometimes it's just, depending on the car, it can get really annoying. Otherwise, I would love to do the interior view. Maybe once I get out front, try the interior view for a little bit. Missed the pause button again. Sorry. Why? This is another little gripe about the AI is that they definitely overbrake certain corners. And other times they can just hit it on the dot like that. Sorry, ever since I heard that awful noise, I keep thinking that there's definitely somebody in my house. Because I'm not paranoid at all. I can already tell these two are going to be fun to race. Might not even get to do the interior view. You know what? Let's do it for this guy. I couldn't see a damn thing coming up over that hill. It is a little bit harder to notice the brake indicator as well. Which that's definitely the only thing that keeps me from running manual transmission in F1, is if they made the brake and gear indicator as obvious as they do in this game. I would absolutely try using more manual. He tried to poke his nose in there on that corner. I'm definitely going to switch to the other view on the next lap. Oh, we hit the sausage. You can't see anything over the steering wheel going over this crest. Ironically, that's probably the best I've gone through the S's. Alright. I think that's enough of that. At least the guy behind us is not turning the fastest laps. He's keeping me on my toes, that's for sure. Well, until I start putting a lap together. Once I put an actual lap together, he's starting to fade back. All right. Win 299. Definitely not starting the next race until I figured out my washing machine, because it definitely sounds like people walking upstairs. And I hate it. I'll get the next. We're going to Catalunya. I love this track. Okay, I'm gonna let this load, and I'm gonna go figure out everything. Okay. Everything's good now. And I'm pretty excited for this race. I really like Spain. This track is super cool. It can be frustrating for sure, but it's definitely used as like, I like it because it's used as a benchmark. This is the game that, if there's a game with difficulty, like the F1 game, you set it based on your performance at this track, because this track has pretty much every racing feature that you could want on a racetrack. It has the S's, it has the hairpin corners, the slow speed corners. It has the tight S at the end. It has a couple of high-speed corners and two decent-sized a mid-sized straightaway and a long straightaway. And aside from being a benchmark, it's also a good place to set up a car. Because, like I mentioned, it has just about every racing feature that you could want. Yep, just come down on top of me. Every racing feature that you could want in a racetrack. So if your car is not good at, you know, these long straightaways, you can tune for it. If it seems to be bad at the tight hairpin corners, then you can tune for that final sector, plus this quick turnaround that comes up here. Car's not gripping these long corners. That was special, what I just did. Those long sweeping corners, if your car isn't getting the grip, or you're not getting the braking power into this hairpin, you can turn for it. You can tune for it. It's all here. Plus, I'm pretty sure this track is in just about every racing game ever since this track, you know, existed. So you're definitely going to see it multiple times. I'm not sure that I should race anything after running this Nostalgia series, because it's just going to be awful. Because I really have to tiptoe these cars. Headset's being terrible. I figured it out when I played F1 once. I think there was a certain spot where after adjusting the headset every like lap, there was one spot where the headset liked it and it wouldn't drift as much. I just haven't found that sweet spot yet. God, the body roll is so bad. I hate it. I'll probably do like an arcade race. Just a single race, a quick single race after this. Just so that I can kind of get my feet wet with something that isn't a total potato with wheels. My leader is way out there on this one. I'm actually setting best laps though, so that has not been the case in the past few races. Which also shows kind of the AI issues with this game. They're kind of whatever until you get in front of them, and then the AI goes into berserk mode. Like their difficulty gets cranked up like 3 levels. Now I'm kind of in the realm of I hope I can catch the next car. So I'm not really putting big chunks down in his time. Doing things like that is not helping at all. Yep. No, we're going to try and run him down. We got 3 laps. We have time. I'm going to do it. I'm going to attempt to do it. Problem is now I got to drive out of my mind. I'm definitely going to overrun corners. With this pile of turd car. I feel like there's time to be gained somewhere in that braking zone. There's also time to be gained in the middle of every corner if I wasn't so tentative of the body roll. We got to pull 12.5 seconds in 2 laps. So if I'm not at 6 seconds by the end of this lap, then I should probably try again. Run off of this fucking corner again. We're looking good to hit our 6 second mark. Just gotta keep it together. Get a little extra credit out of it, that'd be even cooler. It's gonna be close. Fuck it. We're cheating. Honestly, I don't think that gained me any time. If anything, I lost it. 6.0 seconds. It's going to be real close. And that was a best lap, so we're gonna have to really get into it. And if I cared enough to make highlights and clips on my Twitch channel, this would probably be one of them. But it would be way too long because I'd started at the spin. I've gotten close to him, so I'm kind of playing it safe. Because I know I can take him on the straightaway here. Especially if he makes a mistake like that. Beat me in this corner. Oh, we kept a good gap though. Honestly, didn't expect to catch him this far. I figured at best I would have to do something real dumb in this chicane. Now I have control. Almost screwed up the chicane again though. It sucks that I screwed up that chicane so bad on the next to last lap. Woo! I had to run 2 best laps back to back by over a half second, but we got it. I'd say that's worthy of win number 300. I'd say that was pretty worthy. It was signature me. Screw up really bad at some point in the race when I wasn't paying attention, and then buckle down and decide to rip off some decent laps. So I think I have 6 races left. Yeah, 6 races in the F1 series, and then I have 1 endurance race left, and it's in the Red Bulls, which I hate, but it's at Monza, so that track is kind of hard to screw up. So but yeah, let's see. You know what? Since it's an endurance race and it takes a lot of time to screw up something that bad, I'm gonna go ahead and do the Monza race. That way I finish the game in the F1 series. I think that'll be cool. I don't know how tuned this car is. Don't need the super softs. Max downforce is a must. We'll see what 217 looks like on the tune. I think this is right around, I think I said 217 on another race that had a big straightaway. Don't quote me on that though. Traction control set at 1, which seems viable. I think I tuned way too far out. So I was like 170. And we'll see on this next lap. We'll see what it does. It feels super long in these low gears. I was also just driving a car from the 1960s, so. It is very nice to get back into a car with grip, though. Oh, I never noticed that. I really like the sign that just says understeer. And the braking markers are even farther off for these cars. Yeah, I think I might have to retune. That's kind of why I don't like these cars, because they can just kind of snap around on you just whenever they want. There's zero warning for it. I want to see what speed I get to so I can tune for it. I'm definitely going to quit out of this. About 180. So in the draft, 190 something. So the initial tune was actually pretty close. Yeah, I'd say 199, just in case we get a massive tow all the way down. And that way we kind of stay away from the rev limiter as much. Because we don't want to run super high revs when fuel comes into play. We'll see how bad it is. But this is definitely, because 6th gear I think is super short. Yeah. God, those low gears feel so long after getting out of the damn 60s racers. I love being able to just kind of roll through those corners though. Having to play the damn body roll game in those other cars were awful. That's why I have traction control on in these cars, because real easy to break traction coming out of a corner. And definitely snapped the car around. I think the noises that I keep hearing in my house are just it's been windy outside. My house kind of makes noise when it's windy. Oh, it feels so much nicer to be in an actual race car. Even in this thing that I'm not particularly fond of. That's bad. I was able to get way deep in that braking zone. That sets a poor precedent. .85 at the start grid. I'm going to start tracking fuel on this lap. Just so that I have it in my head early. We were not the fastest car in the first lap, though. Which is surprising. Normally in these faster cars, I can put myself with the top boys. Leaders are now going by the start-finish line, so. And I am not on best lap pace, so I am not, certainly not fastest car. I don't know if that's because of the tow train that everybody's running, but that absolutely pulled me down that straightaway. But the fact that I'm not really gaining ground on these guys makes me think that maybe I'm just straight up slow. That was my best lap, 137.7. They're running 133.9s. So I'm definitely just super slow. 137.7. So they're 133.9. Which is not bueno. Maybe this is the car that I had to pull downforce out of. I think it's Spa for one of the cars. Because it was just keeping me away from speed. And Monza is definitely a speed course. I feel like I'm hitting marks pretty well too, but we'll see how it goes. I'm just gonna keep cruising here. 137, or I don't know, what the hell was I trying to say? 40 seconds going into that corner was my split. Down the back stretch, it's more like 39.5 once it's evened out, so. I'll be able to keep track of my split, 39.5. I totally forgot to keep track of my fuel. .61 right before the grid. I definitely have too much downforce in the car because I lose a lot of time in that high speed bit, but my braking points are ridiculously deep compared to theirs. That just means I have too much downforce in the car. I don't even think that other guy got to 6th gear down that straightaway. I think he was still cranking in 5th, or he was in 6th, then I cranked it up to 7th. I'm definitely over-braking the corners a little bit as well. So let's see. So we run about, what is that, 12% of fuel per lap? We have cut almost 0 time out of the leaders. But I suspect, like usual, we're going to have a superior pitting strategy. Because there's people who already pit. And the pitting in this series, the Red Bull series in particular, is not great on the AI side, so. And we pulled 2 seconds out of the lead, so. Plus, I don't think I've optimized my driving in this car yet, so we'll get faster. I have no reason to panic and change my downforce yet. That guy was down on 5% fuel. Don't know how you did that. But I'm definitely over-braking the corners. I think I'm about as aggressive as I can be coming out of the corners. I'm just getting straight up overpowered. Because this is one of those cars where the braking power is insane. So it's almost... I'm really bad at just being able to keep up with the gears. Just like in the F1 cars. The braking power just makes you... It's almost impossible to just guess where the downshifts would be. And this is not a car that I want to downshift too early. Because locking them up sounds awful. Locking up the wheels in a car like this is probably just a guarantee that you're going to crash. And see, we're already picking up time on people who are pitting right now. It's unfortunate that they end up stacking in front of me, but so far traffic hasn't been an issue, like, at all. Well, there was the first two guys. They held me up for a little bit. But the fact that I'm... Yep, still here, dude. Push me off the track. The fact that I'm literally beating the brakes off of these guys makes passing it makes it easy and hard at the same time. It's hard because I don't know how far back I can really dive off into a corner, like from here. That proved to be a no, but I closed an insane amount of gap. That's one of those things where I know if I'm close, I can definitely just pull over to the side and dump the brakes and win. But it's how far back from another car can I do that? Alright, we're going to have to pit next lap. Tires are still pretty, so if they offer super softs, we're taking them. On the pre-race screen, the best I could take was soft. But if they offer super softs, we're taking them. I'm really trying to push these braking points because that's where I'm gaining all my time. Trying to be better about not over braking the corners. Because I have to be not only better than everybody else at braking into the corners, I have to be really good since I'm down on speed if I want to close that gap. There's some corners where I just gotta let off of the brakes and hope. Leader's in the pit lane right now. See, that was a close one. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to make it, and I didn't pull out until super late. Yep, We can only take softs. It is good that this pit lane is an open entry as well. But it looks like our pit strategy is pretty close to the leaders. There's a bunch of people that came in at the same time I did. Why am I 96% fuel? Oh, okay. I think that was just what was added. Yeah, I'm a little less confident now after one round of pit stops, since we came in at the same time as a lot of other cars. But we're still pulling down cars like dominoes, so and I'm just going to keep getting better I'm just going to keep figuring out the track and how this car works on it, and we're just going to keep getting faster. So I think we're down to 30 seconds total. Total split time, so yeah, we just passed 30 seconds, so picked up 9.5, 10. We picked up 10 seconds in 10 laps, so as long as I keep getting faster and not slower, then we should be able to make this an interesting race. Definitely not going to be a blowout like usual, but I think we can overcome the nasty time deficit. I mean, look how much time I pulled on the Spanish driver just going into that first chicane. Now he's going to definitely develop a gap because this is a high-speed section, but I'm still getting a little bit of a tow. Like there, I probably could have gotten positioning on that braking point, but that time I just stuck my nose in there. For some reason, these guys really like to run a weird inside line going into those corners. We have to be bold. We can't let traffic slow us down. We can let them tow us down the straightaways, though. That's tough. We don't get a tow now. We're out in clean air, but we don't get a tow. We're up to third with a 23-second gap. So once again, the AI balance is fucking bananas. First place car is just obliterating the entire pack. I'm thinking the first place car, yeah, is the only one running 133s. Everyone else is probably running a little closer to my times. The 135s, the 136 that I just ran, which is not good. That was in traffic, though, so it was probably 135 in spirit. I keep trying to optimize those little corners because I'm really confident in those and I like them, but I'm really scared that that's going to jump up and bite me. I really want to get that braking zone down. I feel like it can just be better. Yeah, it's almost a 15-second gap to the leader. We are going to get a nice little toe down this straightaway. Had to brake a little early because we got that big toe and we were offline. Oh, wow, we really slingshot around that guy. Oh yeah, I'm way confident that we'll be able to take this guy down though, despite the much more masterful lap times. Plus I have a feeling that's going to come down at some point. Because I have been in endurance races where the AI speed totally changes because of their strategy changes. And it's mostly towards the end where they're trying to stretch it to make a certain lap without pitting. But they still end up having to pit anyway because AI, but... You know, if I was smart, I would really start setting a speed target for myself in those braking zones, but, you know, you see me race, you know how dumb I am. Because in these faster cars with the super snappy gearboxes, your speed is almost never going to match. Until you get used to it, like I've kind of gotten used to it, your gearing and your speed are not going to match. So the smart thing to do would be to set speed targets. But I don't think I'm in a situation where I need to do that. I'm kind of just picking braking points where I can slam the brakes and still make it into the corner on speed. Some of those braking points are not convenient. Like this one coming up, I was braking at the 100-meter mark, but that was putting me way short. So now it's kind of like somewhere between 100 and 50. Like 75 is pretty damn close, I think. Almost halfway through this race, 21 minutes in. Like there, when I was braking for the corner, I only made it to third gear. But once I let off the brake, I downshifted again and I was actually second gear speed. But you definitely don't want to lean on the fact that you're always, you know, one gear off, because you're definitely going to fly off into a corner too hard. Kind of like that. That wasn't too bad. I think that was just poor angle of attack on my part, but you can't just lean on the fact that you're going to always be one gear off. That's a really good way to send you off into the sand. Yeah, there's no way the leader's running 133s now. Because I'm roping him in with 135s. So if he was running 133s right now, there's no way I'd even be able to see him. Way too deep. We deserve that time penalty. I was just about to say we're kind of just in a holding pattern because it's just a matter of time until I knock him out, but... Of course, I spaced out going into a braking zone and screwed it up. Luckily, it wasn't a monstrous mistake. I don't know if that's the game's way of punishing you, because when you slide like that, I was trying to go again without blowing the tires off, and it just wouldn't go. It's almost like it has anti-stall. And you have to overcome the anti-stall and get to like the real life like clutch bite, but it could also just be Gran Turismo's version of penalizing you. Yeah, we're gonna have to come in on this next lap. The fact that we've brought it back to within a reasonable gap is nail in the coffin on this guy running even 34s. This guy's probably running high 35, 36 second laps. But we've also together built a 30-second gap on the next car, which is also a nail in the coffin for inconsistent AI. But and I've also said this on another stream. It sounds like I complain a lot about these games that I play. In these racing games, especially this with like broken AI, it's almost solely what I've complained about this entire time. But it's like there's people who leave reviews on Steam and it's like, played 120 hours, this game is garbage. Like, I know for a fact this is a really good game, really good racing game, and I love this game, and that's probably the sole reason why I talk shit. Because I know this game, I know what it can do, what it has done. Now, I could be wrong. I may just be remembering totally wrong that the other games, the other games weren't fucking perfect. The AI scaling in Gran Turismo 4 was ridiculous. The tougher races were insane, at least from how I remember them. If I had more time in my life, it'd be nice to go back to Gran Turismo 4 and see if I could get a little farther than I did with some of the extra races. But I mean, this is one of the top racing games in the market, and this is one of those exclusives for Sony that they really lean on. Just like Forza for the Xbox side, this game is one of the golden children of the PlayStation exclusives, so not like they can't implement a little better AI scaling. I don't know. I'm also not a game dev. I don't know how difficult it is. I can only imagine how difficult it is to create AI to drive a race a certain way for a certain amount of time, and then change depending on what's going on without using just all if-then statements. And even if you did use if-then statements, it would probably be 90,000 of them to accommodate for every racing situation. We got the lead after the second pitting, after the second stint. A little bit into the third stint, we took the lead. We're definitely not going to run a fastest lap, that's for fucking sure. I am not, there's no way my abilities are going to be able to allow me to crank out a 133. My best is a 134.5, and I was probably driving with my hair on fire. To be honest, if I wanted to set a best lap, now would be the time. Either that last lap or this lap, because the tires are the freshest, and I have no traffic ahead of me. Almost spaced out and missed that break point. But I'm not willing to throw away the lead that I just got, trying to push it too hard into some corner, or out of some corner, and lose the car and the lead. Plus, usually in Gran Turismo, you know, once I get out into the lead like this, I'll just kind of settle in and start going through the motions. And that's usually when I run my best laps. It's when I'm not trying to push too hard and I'm just clean. I hit the marks that I need to hit. And that's usually when the best lap times start rolling in. Although I'm not trying to crank out every mile an hour down these straightaways, so trying to get a little better gas mileage out of it. Especially if I have a car in front of me like this, I don't want to catch him too quick, because he's going to give me a tow. And that's going to save fuel. I'm in by no means fuel-saving mode, because it's really not going to give me a whole lot of advantage over any other driver. I'm pretty much on the same pit strategy. Oh, there's a yellow flag. I wonder if you can actually infringe on that. Like if I tried to pass somebody going into that braking zone, I wonder if they'd get upset. I doubt it. Ooh, maybe they do have black flags in this. I would be real upset. I'd be not okay with it. I'm definitely not short shifting. At least not too much. But, you know, going through a big straightaway like this, where you're probably going to be at high revs for most of this last section, I just go ahead and grab an extra gear so that the revs aren't, you know, I don't hit the red line as soon as I get to the corner. But I have no reason to try and save fuel. I'm putting down good laps. I'm increasing the gap over the next car. There's no reason why I should be trying to save fuel. And if I was paying attention as to what laps I was pitting on, you know, maybe I could have made a small adjustment to make sure that I end on the correct part of the stint, but it looks like it was set up so that I'm guaranteed another pit stop, and then I'll be able to make it to the end. That was a really good pull we got down the front straightaway. I'm probably going to be able to overtake this guy by the time we get to the backstretch, so we will miss out on that toe. Oh, he really extended that braking zone. Yep, pushed me off again. I doubt we're going to get to this next car. We might get to this car by the front stretch, but I doubt it. I don't think we're close enough to be able to get a tow. I'll probably get to him for this meaningless little corner here headed into the next chicane. A little bit. I'm definitely going to overtake him before he's going to really gain me any kind of advantage. Maybe not. Well, if he keeps going this slow through these corners, he's not going to matter at all. Yep. That guy didn't help us any. Literally almost hurt us. Now either I'm getting way more bold going through that chicane, or the tires are giving out a little bit. Looks like we're going to have to come in next lap. See, if I would have saved a little bit of fuel, we would be able to extend it another lap, but I was messing with my headphone. I missed the shift, so that definitely drained some fuel and cost some time. Didn't think I was going to close that quick. Probably going to catch these guys at the worst possible times. Yep. Both of those cars definitely held us up. And then our pit stop is going to put us right back in the middle of all this traffic, so I don't think I'm going to be able to even get a good attempt at ripping off the fastest lap. Because I'm going to pit and then get dumped back into all that traffic, so that we just went by. I'm not even sure this is going to take us to the end, because I was not paying attention as to how long our pit stints were. Yeah, I'm going to block you. You're a lap car, I don't care. I think if I was trying to rip off the fastest lap, I would try to save the tires as much as possible and get a good gap made on this lap, because tire temperature doesn't play a part in this game. So if I was trying to rip off the fastest lap, if I had confidence that I could, I would definitely save the tires and then back myself up to the car that I just lapped, so that I could get a good distance to the next cars, not have to deal with traffic, and then I would try to rip off a quick lap. But at this point, I'd rather just get the race done as quick as possible. So, and it looks like I've almost got a full lap gap on up to 5th place. Yeah, some people are shorting their fuel, so I think we have enough to go to the end. If we don't, I'd rather not pit. I can just make a quick fuel adjustment on the fly, because I got a decent gap. I think I could fit in the pit stop, but honestly, I think this is probably our best shot at running the fastest lap. If I can get a toe at the very specific points, and these cars didn't hold me up in the corner like that, I think that would be the difference for getting a fastest lap. These amount of cars going through this chicane coming up, that's going to be, yeah, big held up. And my tires are not going to be as pretty coming around for this next lap. I think I can clear most of this traffic. That's what I get. I was going to say that I could clear most of the traffic in this lap, and then the lap just now starting, I'd be able to rip off the fastest lap, but I definitely just flat spotted the hell out of the tires, and now I'm behind all this traffic again, so it. Now it's just a cruise to the end. It looks like we're pretty good on fuel, so. Now it might just be a matter of how many times am I going to crash, getting impatient with lap traffic. One cool thing about these cars is that they dart really hard in the straightaways. So you could definitely look like a cool guy. Hey, look, those are my black marks. You could definitely look like a cool guy and draft up behind somebody. And then at the last second, dip out. No way. How? We had to have gotten massive tow. There's no way that lap was that good. That lap was garbage. We must have gotten huge tow. All right, well, now we got now we got the best lap, so nothing to worry about now. That's insane. I don't know what I did different. That's what I was talking about. One of those things where I get comfy and all of a sudden, yep, just push me off, dick face. He even ran me deep into the corner. Oh, that's nuts. Well, if I got a tow off of lap traffic to get that lap, then I'm definitely not going to get it anymore because this is the last lap car that I'm going to catch, probably. That's what I was saying, is that these cars dart really hard in the straightaways, so you can draft all the way up to somebody and then all of a sudden jump out from behind them and make it look cool. That was a 34.3. That would have been the best time. So it had to be the tow that I was getting. Because now this is going to be a basic lap. So this will be a benchmark. Well, that was a happy little surprise. Try something through here. I think I was still in second gear speed. Yeah. At least it was cool. So I've lapped up to 5th place. Oh, my braking foot is actually not feeling great. Damn it. And my rear tires are toasted now. I think that was 4th place. So if I can get around this one car ahead of me. Wow, I really toasted the British driver. Sorry, bud. So if I catch up to and lap the Japanese driver ahead, that'll be 2nd and 3rd place will be the only cars that I didn't lap. Which I'd like to lap this car for posterity's sake, but I'm gonna do my best not to wreck the car again, because I have officially shredded the rear tires by spinning out multiple times. Notice I didn't try that third gear shit again. I was super tentative through that chicane. And the tires even squeaked at me for it. Yep, we're not going to catch him, so we got up to 5th place, so that's fine. And I can see the next driver coming too, so. That'll do it. All the endurance races are done. 301 wins. Just to make sure, I'm going to go through all the series. Just for my own sake, my own sanity. I'm pretty sure I've done this like 9,000 times for like the beginner and amateur and shit like that, but I keep checking because I'm dumb. Because I'm pretty sure, as long as there's no new races that I know of from the update, which I assume, well, maybe not. I was going to say that they're going to start shutting down support for this game, but they just released an update with a new car, so I think they're going to support this game clear up to the release of the new Gran Turismo. And then probably, I don't know, maybe they'll support it even after that. So, Beginner League is done, confirmed. All first place finishes. Nothing else counts. There are some races that I've raced multiple times, which definitely padded the 300 win mark, but I probably would have shot for 300 wins if I only did it each race like once and ended up being like 298 wins. I probably would have been like, okay, I'm gonna do like 2 oval races and get those wins. Amateur League is confirmed finished. So the beginning and the amateur are both done. Confirmed. No updated new races have been added. So if a new race pops up, it'll show up new for those 2 series. And this one, because there's no new tag on any of them. I know I have races in the F1 series, so I skipped over it. Endurance is confirmed done as well. And there it is. So, Professional League is all done except for the F1 series. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 races in the F1 series to go. And that'll be a win in every race in this game. It only took forever. I'm glad I got through that. Not sure what I'm going to do after I finish this game. It's because this is for sure my most successful game for streaming. I definitely swore off streaming F1 anymore. It's weird with the streaming layout that I have, because I stream just the basic from the console. It's weird playing that game with the border and trying to interact at the same time, even without having a microphone. It's just an extra distraction that doesn't vibe with me, I guess, when I play that game. So I probably won't stream F1. NASCAR is really easy to stream, but that game hasn't really been successful. So, not sure what I'll do. Maybe I could move into doing Genshin dailies. I don't know, because I have Genshin on PlayStation, which I understand that's a whole new different audience and all that stuff. Maybe there's some crossover, but yeah. I also have VR games that I can stream. I want to get back into those. I think once I finish this game and I get through my next season, I think I have 4 races left in the season that I'm on. Once I get through those, I think there's not a whole lot left for me to play with those games, so that'll kind of knock me down into a place where I can set my VR up for more stand-up things. So that would be an option. I got plenty of options to do it. It's just whether it's successful or not. Plenty of things to stream on other consoles as well. Yeah. So, thanks for watching. If you showed up, once again, my thank you message. Feel free to jump into chat, even if you show up for a little bit. Jump into chat. Let me know you're here. It's always cool interacting with chat, even when it's a racing game. You know, it's always cool. You know, going down a straightaway and I'll check the messages quick. But yeah, actually, while I'm sitting here, I want to see what the new Bugatti goes for, because I think I only have the original Veyron. It is French. I don't have the Group 1 VGT. I have the original and the Group 4 Veyron. Oh, this is the VGT all out. What does that cost? $1 million? I have 2. The Group 1 car is $1 million. Let's see. What does this one rank? I'll get whichever one's better. So 641 at 6,500. That's 1,600. Good lord. So 10,9246. So braking's bad. 616172. Yeah, of course, braking, cornering, and stability are fucking awful, but yeah, let's pull this car in just because it's full-blown wacky. A little bonus for those who decided to stay on for the weird thank you message that I always do at the end. That's a funky color, but I like it. The gray's kind of cool, but for some reason it's off-putting with the blue. I like the almost pearl carbon is pretty neat. That's the base color. That's funky. I like it. We'll get weird with it. I'm down. I need to pad the stats for my garage cost as well. A little bonus for those of you who like to stick around for my weird thank you message at the end. It finally paid off. I'm almost there at 6 million away from prize credits. I've only bought 31 cars because everything else I get in the daily. I'm close on like all of these on these tier 3 things, but I'm probably gonna miss them all. So I guess that would be a reason to come back and play this game. And get those tier 3 achievements and then do some oval racing. Maybe do some long distance oval racing, because I know there's a trophy for doing like 300 laps in an oval, I think. Either that or it's like go 3,000 miles, I don't remember. Anyway, once again, thank you if you showed up, even for a little bit. Feel free to jump into chat. If you're watching this VOD style on YouTube, feel free to follow me on Twitch. It's the same username across both, I believe so. If it's not exactly the same, it's pretty close. I have the same logo on both. But yeah, if you follow me on Twitch, I know it sounds dumb, but keep the notifications on, because right now I don't stream on a regular basis. So if you keep the notifications on, it'll let you know as soon as I go live, because I send out the live notifications. But anyway, thanks again for like the third or fourth time, and see you next time.